Jet2 and TUI are the two largest holiday airlines in the UK, but how good are they? Well, this week, I fly both TUI and Jet2 to find out just that.
And that is why we are here at Glasgow Airport to compare TUI with Jet2, flying out to Tenerife on TUI and then flying back on Jet2. So I won't waste any more of your time. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's go.
At Glasgow Airport, check-in for TUI is in Terminal 1, the main terminal building, whereas Jet2 operates from the satellite Terminal 2, which is located next to Terminal 1.
So TUI operates from Terminal 1, but Jet2 here has their own big section, as you saw there, in Terminal 2. We're on TUI for this first leg, so we don't need to pop into Terminal 2, and I've already checked in online, so let's just go through security now.
Getting back to the main Terminal 1, I'm making my way down the terminal to the departures. At the far end of the check-in hall, you'll find the TUI check-in desks.
Now, I am by no means complaining because I love your guys' feedback, but the number of times I've been asked to compare these to what are the largest holiday airlines in the UK. If I had £1 for every time somebody asked me, I could probably afford a package holiday from one of these two package holiday providers. But let's get through security. So I've got to be honest, I've got no idea what to expect from these two airlines because I've never been on them myself, not even privately. I always really just flew EasyJet back in the day, so never really taken either of them. And some of the prices they give are actually pretty good. And Jet2 specifically, last year or this year, has been voted the UK's best airline. So yeah, I'm not sure what to expect on this. But anyway, let's go find the gate, and then if we've got time, let's go get a coffee. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Cheers. So according to Starbucks, my name is now Donald. Donald's gone and got his coffee. But you can't beat coffee in the morning. Oh, I haven't had any coffee this morning. So it's just like a little sip of heaven. But anyway, I think that's not our planes. You can see two Jet2 aircraft, but I can't see ours. We'll try and find where it is.
Looking for our TUI aircraft, I guess we'd be leaving from one of the piers.
Okay, I think I found our aircraft there. And there's a Jet2 plane right next to it as well, so bit of a good omen that. One thing I always love is in Dubai and fancy airports, big fancy airports, we have Rolex watches on the wall, Rolex clocks. Scotland, not so much, especially Glasgow. We have Tunnux clocks. Yeah, that's how you do it, the Scottish style. Tunnux clocks.
Soon I did find the gate, which was preparing to board with the aircraft being de-iced.
Okay, it looks like we're boarding just now, and it's boarding by row, actually. That's a surprise. Actually boarding by rows, so they're calling out rows, and then people go up and get on board. It's not using the jet bridge, it's just stairs front and rear, so it should be pretty quick getting on board.
Open at the photograph page, and you have your own passport clearly open at the photograph.
Here, buddy.
What's your seat?
So just the back. Yeah, perfect. Cheers, thank you. So here we are then getting on TUI 737 MAX 8 down to Tenerife South Airport. Fantastic, let's go.
Getting on board TUI 737 MAX 8, the seating is laid out in a 3-3 config, and the legroom itself is quite tight. The tray table is of a decent size, and there is a USB outlet to charge your device. Soon after a very generous de-icing, the crew performed a safety demonstration as we pushed back and taxied our way out to the runway for takeoff. Taking off out of Glasgow International Airport, we begin our 4-hour 30-minute flight down to Tenerife in the Canary Islands. Once in the cruise, it was clear that we'd be following this Jet2 aircraft that was on its way down to Tenerife also. Looking through the in-flight magazine, there's a decent selection of food, drinks and snacks to choose from. There is also a separate magazine for the buy on board duty free. Again, there is a large selection to choose from. Not long after takeoff, the crew performed the buy on board service. I got myself a meal deal with a ham and cheese toastie, Pringles and a coffee to drink.
Okay then, so here we are in the bathroom of the TUI 737 MAX 8. It's quite cramped, I'll be honest, but it's fine. It's fine. It's clean. That's what I like. It's clean. Yeah, I can't complain about it really. Really can't complain about it. It's a typical 737 bathroom. So yeah, back to our seat.
TUI does also offer stream-to-device in-flight entertainment. It costs €3 and the selection of movies and TV shows is actually pretty decent. Once back at my seat, I decided to try and get a bit of sleep. Waking up a couple of hours later, when the crew was offering another drink service, I decided to try an iced coffee as the cabin was quite warm today. After this, we were beginning our slow descent into Tenerife South Airport. Landing into Tenerife South, that concludes the first half of this comparison. But hang on, because this comparison does get interesting, and the conclusion might surprise you. Just quickly, if you're liking this video, then why not go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date with all my travels. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. The airport here at Tenerife South is the main airport for airlines transporting people from all over Europe to and from the many resorts in this part of the world.
There we have it, people. TUI from Glasgow to Tenerife South. Welcome to Tenerife, welcome to the Canaries, and welcome to Spain. But anyway, we're not hanging about. We've got another flight to get. So let's go get on Jet2 up to Glasgow. Got about an hour and a half. I've pre-booked priority security in case the lines are a bit hectic, so let's go get through security, get on board. Okay, we're in departures now. Where is security? Aren't many signs. It's all saying for boarding gates. There we are, boarding gates. Yep, I can see where I need to go now. But anyway, guys, what did you think of the TUI flight? Got the TUI check-in desks there. What did you think of the TUI flight from Glasgow to Tenerife South? Personally, the seats were actually very cramped. The pitch and the seat narrowness wasn't great, but other than that, the staff were amazing. The ground crew were amazing. They were very efficient. I can't really complain. It was on time, it's actually early. So yeah, I can't complain at all. So let's go get through security now. And of course, here we can see the Jet2 check-in desks. Again, checked it online, so don't need to check in. But from what I understand, they have one of the best ground check-in experiences of any airline, mainly because they employ all their own staff instead of relying on airline staff to get things done. That's generally why they have a better reputation than most. Through security now, let's find our flight. Okay, what's our flight number? Let's see. Flight number LS. Okay, it says go to gate now, gate C37. Let's go get on board. I tell you, it isn't exactly the holiday season, and this airport is rammed. I mean, I wouldn't like to see this place peak holiday season. Can't imagine it's very pleasant at all. Okay, now it looks like we've got to go back through the border, so gonna go do that. Through the border now. Looks like our flight is already on the board. There's flight for TUI leaving for Exeter and our flight next to it. It looks like we got a little bit of time maybe to go. They're doing pre-boarding for folks that need special assistance and those with kids. So yeah, let's go see if we can get something to drink. Got myself a sandwich and a coffee. You could say I've come all the way to Tenerife for a sandwich. Oh, I'm a bit mental with these trips, but they're good trips, and you guys wanted this trip, the TUI Jet2 comparison, so yeah, just can pop myself down somewhere and we'll get this had.
While having my sandwich, boarding was started, and once again it was by rule. While this was happening, out on the apron, our TUI aircraft was setting off on its return flight to Glasgow.
Okay, that looks like general boarding has just been called now. Our row hasn't been called yet, but if you can borrow a cliche for this, I'm ready for this. Are you ready for this? Because there's no denying that this flight is going to be interesting. Hello.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely flight.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. Well, we're getting on board, and so far nobody's held my hand. But it does look like we're getting a bus.
Getting on board Jet2's 737, the seating is once again in a 3-3 configuration. However, the seating is much more generous on legroom, but the tray table is smaller and there is nowhere to charge your device. But with Jet2, there is one other thing.
They're playing the song. That Jet2 song. The Jess one. I think this is just getting started.
Apart from brief pauses, that song was indeed played on a loop. If you know, you know. I can't play the song for copyright reasons, but just look up any Jet2 advert. Also, I do quite like this quirky cup holder in the back of the seat. It makes up for the tray table being a bit smaller.
Okay, it's just announced boarding completed, and this seat next to me is clear, so struck gold a bit there.
Looking through the in-flight magazine, there is once again a good selection of food and drink, much the same as on TUI. However, Jet2 do allow you to pre-order a full meal service. Once everyone was settled, the engines were fired up, and we made our way out to the runway for takeoff. Taking off out of Tenerife South, we begin our 4-hour 30-minute flight back to Glasgow International Airport in Scotland.
Okay, so we've just taken off out of Tenerife South Airport. Flight time should be about 4.5 hours up to Glasgow. The meal service and everything is just starting. I pre-ordered a meal, so should see what that's like. For some reason, they serve sausage and mash. Never seen that before in an airplane. Thought I'd give it a try. It's a bit unique, so thought I'd give it a try. We'll see how it is when it comes. But it looks like they've just started the service now.
Soon my sausage and mash arrived.
Food has arrived. It looks very nice. Comes with a dessert and crackers and cheese as well. And of course it comes with a complimentary drink, so I of course went for coffee. Anyway, I'm going to tuck into this and I'll let you know how it is. It looks, for sausage and fish, looks over here. Who knew?
If you've made it this far into the video, then why not consider becoming a Patreon? It all goes into making videos like this one, plus you'll be getting access to some exclusive content.
Not worth the lie. I've had worse sausage and mash in restaurants. That's really nice. Definitely worth the price, I would say. To have a meal on board. It's really good.
After the meal, I tried to get some more sleep as this is a pretty long day. However, this wasn't so easy.
I will say I'm in two minds about the seating between TUI and Jet2 because Jet2's seats, they've got a lot more space and the legroom is vastly superior compared to TUI. However, the padding on TUI seats was much nicer than the ones on Jet2. There is barely any padding on these seats. We've been going about an hour and a half now, so about 3 hours still to go, or about 2.5 hours. I can't remember what they said on the itinerary. My arse is a bit numb now. I didn't get that on TUI, so the only thing it would be is the padding. And if you look at the back of the seats, you can see that there isn't a lot of padding. There's quite an indent, so not sure really. It's a tough one to call. Do you want more space and more legroom and less comfortable seats, or do you want more comfortable seats and narrower seats and less legroom? I think that's just a personal preference thing, to be honest. You'd have to make your own mind up on that one. For me, it's a tough one.
So here we are in the bathroom of Jet2's 737. It's much like the one on TUI. It's quite cramped, but unlike on TUI, we've got this chap looking at us as we do our business while he's skiing. Not sure myself. As you can see, it's fine enough. Can't really complain here. It's perfectly acceptable. Typical 737 bathroom, just with a bit of wallpaper. Anyway, back to our seat.
Getting back to my seat, we hit some very heavy turbulence. However, once this passed and once it was totally dark, I tried once again to sleep, waking up as we were crossing the Republic of Ireland. This is where the crew performed another drink service. I went for a Pepsi Max. And after this, we began our descent into Glasgow. Landing into Glasgow Airport and pulling up next to the TUI 737 that we started today on, what do you think of Jet2? Let me know down below. But hang about, because this comparison and its verdict will take some dissecting.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great. Thank you. Cheers. There we are then, people. TUI versus Jet2. Now, what are my final words on this? To be honest, this is going to take some explaining. So I'm going to get to my hotel and then I'll explain to you there. You let me know down below just now what you think of TUI versus Jet2 and which one you think you would take. But anyway, I'm going to go get to my hotel. Might need my jacket out as well. It's pretty cold.